second element of the budget speech, the budgetary proposals, is the place in the presentation where the Minister of Finance is expected to explain what fiscal tools the government will use to stay within the estimates of revenue and expenditure for the coming year. It is also the place where the government outlines the strategy for economic recovery, stabilization, or economic growth. By fiscal tools, we mean economic, financial, or monetary measures, such as an increase or decrease in taxes, an increase or decrease in allowances and concessions, as well as initiatives and projects to help the country generate the estimated revenue and stay within or reduce budgeted expenditure. It is these tools that are of greatest practical interest to us as citizens, the private sector, and other stakeholders. It is definitely not our intention here to review every single budgetary proposal or measure. We are more interested in defining a framework which anyone can use to review the budget and make sense of it. The question is how to organize a fairly long list of proposals for easy understanding. There are three methods or approaches by which one can organize a discussion of the budgetary proposals. The first method or approach is by interest group. Individuals, businesses, and government departments are the three primary interest groups, so we can discuss the budgetary proposals that affect each group separately. Method 2. In this approach, the discussion is organized according to major sectors such as tourism, agriculture, construction, etc. In Method 3, one can divide the discussion into tax versus non-tax proposals. For practical purposes, we can organize these methods into the following structured questions, which we can ask and answer accordingly. In fact, these are the same questions that the Minister of Finance should have addressed and addressed with clarity in his speech. And here are those questions. What financial benefits do the proposals offer individual citizens and for how long? Number 2, what financial benefits or incentives do the proposals offer businesses or other entities and for how long? Number 3, what financial benefits or incentives or empowerments do the proposals offer government departments and agencies? Number 4, what financial benefits or assistance or easements do the proposals offer various economic sectors, and again, for how long? Number 5, how do the proposals encourage or deter economic growth, and in what sectors? And number 6, how will the budget affect the national debt? In addressing these questions, it is incumbent upon the Minister to explain the financial impact each proposal will have on the country's finances. Each budgetary proposal or measure has a financial consequence or impact that either increases or decreases revenue or increases or decreases expenditure. The size or full dollar impact of a proposal is a function of the basic amount multiplied by the number of individuals or firms or other entities to which it applies and the amount of time it will be in effect. In the more distant history of the financial statement and budgetary proposals in Barbados, the Minister of Finance would normally state the full impact of each proposal or measure on the finances or the Treasury. For example, measures that decrease revenue are usually noted in the budget as quote-unquote costs to the Treasury or some such similar phrase. So if a tax is reduced or an expenditure increased, the Minister of Finance would have said something like, quote-unquote, this will cost the Treasury X thousands or millions of dollars over the next X months or X years. Measures that earn revenue, for example, increased taxes, might have been stated as quote-unquote gains to the Treasury of X dollars over the next month, X months, or X years, or some similar statement. With respect to the first two questions regarding financial benefits to individuals and benefits to businesses, the Finance Minister presented several important budgetary measures to help ease cost of living pressures and fend off increased costs to businesses.
According to Ernst & Young, these included electricity subsidies, extended VAT caps on fuel, temporary reductions in excise taxes, and revisions to customs valuation rules, all aimed at preventing imported price shocks from eroding household purchasing power and business margins.
In addition, the finance minister announced several adjustments to the personal tax regimes to support lower and middle income workers, pensioners, and small business owners. The revision to customs valuation procedures is a significant budgetary proposal, and if implemented across the board, would represent a paradigm shift that would ease the price pressure on consumers considerably. But it would also cost the Treasury significant amounts of revenue. The minister's proposal is for the change in computation of import duties on three specific categories of products, namely food, personal care, and construction. The minister has not specified which of two different FOB calculations, FOB origin or FOB destination, is to be used, but it is likely that it will be FOB origin. Here is an example of how FOB value could be used to compute duties compared to CIF. The percentage for duties is assumed and the calculation simplified. As you can see, the use of FOB makes a difference to the landed cost of these items. Bear in mind, however, that landed cost and retail price of these products are two entirely different matters. The question is whether importers will pass on the savings to intermediaries and consumers or simply contrive to keep prices at the same level and absorb the change as additional profit. That remains to be seen. The other very interesting budgetary proposal related to the overall distribution system in Barbados that should affect retail prices is a matter of transfer pricing. Transfer pricing is a situation in which two companies owned by the same corporation do business with each other. For example, if a supermarket chain owns a company that imports products for the chain, then the price at which goods are sold to the chain of stores becomes an issue of transfer pricing. This is a complicated accounting and tax issue on which the minister will very well have to consult with the business community and other players. KGN News will be following this in its Budget 2026 update as the financial year progresses. Overall, the Minister of Finance delivered a very innovative budget that will stabilize the economy in the short term. However, we should note that this budget was put together before the outbreak of the war in the Middle East. As the Minister has indicated, government may have to revisit the budget depending on developments in the global oil situation. It is highly likely, therefore, that there will be adjustments or even a mini budget in the next 3 to 6 months. We hope this review of the 2026 Barbados budget was helpful. Thank you for viewing.
Thank you for viewing our podcast. If you found this video informative, please do like and share. Also, if you have not done so, remember to subscribe to this channel, because it encourages us to make more informative videos like this one. Thank you and see you in the next video.